It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy. Coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, go, go. Dig, dig, dig. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Okay, if I can have your attention, please. We're pleased to be joined now in the infield media center by Jimmie Johnson, driver the number 48 Lowe's Chevrolet. Jimmie is our current points leader here at Phoenix. He's got 2 wins, 5 top 5s, 8 top 10s. And he goes into this race with a, I believe, 106-point lead over Carl Edwards. Jimmie, your thoughts about your preparation and your mindset coming into this weekend?
It's been a really good track for us, so we're excited that it's the race before Homestead. We're excited to still have a nice points lead. Obviously, last weekend didn't turn out like we had hoped for, what we thought we'd get, but we're still in a great position. One of our better tracks here in the last couple years, and looking forward to a good performance this weekend.
All right, we'll take questions now for Jimmie. We'll start with Monty. We'll go over to this gentleman over here, and maybe Brian and a host of others. Go ahead.
Monty Dutton, Gaston Gazette. Jimmie, Jeff Burton just a moment ago said that he was talking about the fact that not many drivers have won this year, and he said that he thought that the COT in the short run probably reduced the opportunity and reduced the number of people who won, but in the long run, people will figure it out, and there'll be 15, 16 winners again. A lot of newcomers, when they came over here, Franchitti, Villeneuve, Hornish, etc., many of them said at the time that they thought it was an advantage to come in with the COT because they'd be learning it at the same time as anybody else. But in retrospect, do you think that was wrong, that it made things more difficult for them?
I do. I think on the front side of it, people looked at the car and said, nobody knows much about it, so the gap is closer than it's ever been. There may have been some truth to it, but the fact of the matter is this car has been really tough to figure out and to sort out. And the car that we had in the past, you may remember some conversations and people talking about, we're tapped out. We've done all that we can to these cars. We're working in very small areas to find advantages and things like that. And we felt that way as one of the big teams and a team that understood that old car so well. We were really at the ceiling, and the floor was catching us, and the gap was getting closer and closer. You come into a new car, new rule book essentially, people are going to find bigger chunks of speed. And then eventually, you run through the car long enough, the ceiling will be found and the floor will start coming back up to it. I just think that's kind of the cycle of any new rule book or a car, and we're seeing that. I think we're all looking for different positive things when the car came along, and I don't think any of us really understood how big of a challenge the COT would be until it was here and we had it full time.
Go this gentleman here, then we'll go to Brian, and then Jeff Gluck. Go ahead.
Jimmie, the previous 2 seasons you've had much more tenuous leads going into Phoenix. This year it's triple digits. Does that make you feel more comfortable now?
Yeah, I mean, when I stop and look at it, where we're at, I certainly am more comfortable now than any other chase that we've been a part of. But the racer in me and what this team is about, we look at last weekend and say, we gave some points away. We got caught behind and couldn't recover through the course of the race, the way the race worked out, and we lost points. So that side of it still sticks around, and it's in my head and Chad's head because we're racers. We felt like we were much better than where we finished, and that's a problem in our eyes. We can't have those days regardless of where the points are. So again though, that's behind us. That's last week. We're at one of our better tracks. We still, we look at the reality of things. We have a great points lead, as you pointed out, and it's just time to get out there and do it again.
We'll go Brian, Jeff Gluck, Dustin.
Jimmy, Brian Nelson with MRN Radio. And, in any kind of competition, you're always looking for the best, most capable teams to succeed. And sometimes those races are won early and sometimes they're won later. You guys really seem to be gifted at perfecting a car throughout the course of a race and its strongest at the end. That said, in light of this lucky dog rule, is that a legitimate part of the NASCAR competition, or is there a way we should improve it? What's your thought on that?
I think it's a fair compromise. There's schools of thought that say you should have to go up and earn the opportunity to be back on the lead lap. If you've lost it, you need to race for it. There's another side that says, well, it wouldn't put on good racing and isn't what our sport's about. It wouldn't be good for viewership. So then it would be bad for the sponsors, the teams, and have this trickle-down effect and cause a problem. So when you look at the whole picture, I think it's a good compromise. I think it's been quiet amongst the people in the garage area for the last 2 or 3 years once we got it resolved and understood it, that it's just how it is and it's a fair way to go about it.
We'll go Jeff Gluck, Dustin, Tom Jensen.
Jeff Gluck from NASCAR Scene. I'm back behind the cameras, so you probably can't see me. But Stevie is, I guess, leaving a spotter. Can you talk about that decision? Why is that happening? And are you worried about, going through the process of finding somebody new? And is that a big deal?
No, it's not a big deal. And first of all, Stevie's done a great job for us over the last couple seasons. And as any year winds down, teams are looking at improving in different areas, and that's a position that we're going to make a change in. We think a lot of Stevie, and certainly don't want to make that change now. We want to finish up the season and hopefully win a second championship together. So you look at Stevie, look at a couple other people inside the 24-48 shop. There's just some changes that have come along and are taking place, and it's just natural end of the year stuff to make our team stronger and better for the future.
Dustin, Tom Jensen, Bonkowski.
I guess it's not a mic here. Hey, when you struggled earlier this year with the new car, I know you talked about doing all the extra testing, but how else did you push yourself, or were you challenged in getting better? What other things were you doing other than just with the track time? Was it, I'm guessing, studying stuff on computers, talking, or what? How were you pushing yourself to learn this car? Because everybody keeps saying how difficult it is, and yet you're one of the few guys that you've seen certainly a big change from the beginning to the end of the year with this car.
Truthfully, we had to find a direction, and a large part of the testing, when we first ramped up our testing procedure, we're just trying to find something to build off of and find that foundation and a direction to go in. So, and with this car, you can get confused and things may show a little hope, but then they don't. So, I mean, that clear-cut decision-making that we had in the past, it either showed speed on the stopwatch or it didn't, was hard for us to find that clear-cut direction when we started with this car, because multiple packages we tried, they would all produce the same lap time, but they all had issues in different areas, and frankly, all the stuff we were working on wasn't fast. So it's like, which one do we hone in on? Which one has the best potential? And it took us a long time to find, the package that had the best potential. And I still think that we have 2/3 of the tracks where we know what package to take. And I think that Atlanta, California, even Texas package, I still think we can be much better in those areas. So, but we're competitive. We're able to run the top 5 with this package, but you got to find the bottom, then you have to find a direction, and all that stuff takes a lot of time and really a lot of patience from a crew chief and the engineering staff to continue to work on things. And from my standpoint, I just worked really hard to do the same thing each time out, and didn't try to make a certain setup be any better. Just go out and find the same rhythm, produce lap times, drive the car the same way, so that I was a constant and the team could make adjustments and see what showed the most hope. So a lot of it from my side too, frankly, was being patient with the guys and having trust and knowing that my guys are working endless hours. We might not find it as fast as we want, but we will. And that's really what I had to do, is just sit back and relax and just drive laps that I could repeat so that they could work on stuff.